Hello learners, welcome to the BA Second Year class of English again. This is the official YouTube channel of Department of English, Government College Sirohi, and I am your teacher Renuka Verma. And we are doing the play A Doll's House by Henrik Ibsen, and we have reached to the final act, Act 3 of the play. So, the revelation of the whole secret, the forgery, is going to be out in the last scene of the play, and let's see how Helmer, the husband of Nora, reacts to the whole situation, and how his reaction, how her husband's reaction changes Nora's mind and her perception about her own position in the house. So what happens that Helmer, Krogstad has posted a letter revealing the secret of Nora's borrowing the money and forging the signatures, and he, after Mrs. Linde's request, he has also posted a letter in which he confesses that he is not going to sue Nora and he forgives Nora. Now Helmer reads Krogstad's letter and is quite outraged over his wife's forgery. So he's very much outraged. He feels endangered when he knows about the forgery, and when he thinks that how Krogstad will behave after this forgery, after he has fired him from the bank. So Helmer is quite outraged over his wife's forgery, and he abuses Nora. Just then maid comes with another letter of Krogstad. So now see, when he receives the first letter, when the whole secret comes out, Helmer is a little he is very outraged, because he knows that how now Krogstad is going to behave and how he is going to defame him in the bank. So he abuses Nora for doing the whole forgery and the whole secret without his notice. But then the turning point comes again when when a maid comes with another letter of Krogstad, and Helmer reads the letter and is overjoyed. He is very happy to learn that Krogstad has had a change of heart. He has changed his heart and has returned the bond, the security, the forgery, the bond which Nora signed, which Nora forged. So now Krogstad has changed his mind because of Mrs. Linde's request, and he posts another letter which Helmer receives, and he is overjoyed by learning that Krogstad has forgiven Nora and he has returned the bond. So he at once forgives his wife. So when he knows about the forgery, and he sees what is going to follow. He knows about the aftermath of the whole thing. He is very outraged that now Krogstad will defame him in the bank. But now when Krogstad when he receives another letter of Krogstad that he is forgiven Nora and he is returning the bond, he is at once overjoyed and he forgives his wife. So he doesn't have to think about the forgery and the struggle and the pain she has been through, her wife has been through, but he is only aware of, and he only considers her image the primary thing. And when he is safe that Krogstad is not going to harm his image, he feels very safe and he forgives Nora. So see, when he is not worried about the forgery and the whole thing, but he is worried about his own image. So earlier when he receives a threatening letter from Krogstad, he is very outraged and he abuses Nora. But when he sees that Krogstad has forgiven Nora and he returns the bond, he feels overjoyed and he forgives his wife. But Nora realizes that her husband never loved her and she was just a doll whom he played with. So when after witnessing and after seeing both the reactions from her husband, Nora realizes finally that her husband never loved her. So when his own image was at stake, he abused Nora, and when he was safe, he again forgives his wife. So she the illusion of hers of being a satisfied and a very you can say a very emancipated and very liberated woman, a liberated person in the house, breaks finally, and Nora finally decides to end up living in Helmer's house. So she decides that she will leave Helmer's house in spite of his pleas, and she goes out slamming the door behind her. So Helmer pleads on part of his own and also for her children's his children's sake, but Nora, now when she sees the secondary status of hers in the house of being a doll who cannot take any decision on her own, she finally decides that she is not going to live like a dummy, like a doll in the house, and she decides to leave the house, slamming the door behind her. So see, even this decision of Nora was very much criticized when Henrik Ibsen first staged the play in 19th century, but later on he staged and restaged the play, and finally he stuck to his own choice of ending the play with Nora leaving the house. So even people criticized Henrik Ibsen in those days in 19th century when women were not given the status of a liberated person, and people even abused Henrik Ibsen, that how a heroine like Nora prefers her own ego and her own decision over her children. So a mother should not take these kind of decisions. But though he changed the ending of the play in several stage plays, but later on he finally decided that Nora's a liberated woman who is enlightened now and who feels a doll in the house is not going to sustain that image, and she leaves the house and she slams the door behind her. So how do you like the play? Please go through it again. Enough for today. Thank you.